Hey folks, Champesk here, bringing another audio commentary. Today I'm going to be doing a game between Rob from IES and RohJinWook, otherwise known as Michael, from Gab. And this is going to be obviously a Orc versus human game. RohJinWook, better known as Michael, on the pink human at the 2 o'clock position. Rob is the blue orc in the 10 o'clock position. And you can see a pretty standard build from him at this point, and I assume the same for Michael. Yeah, you can see Michael's actually going for a pretty standard build. He's gone for a slightly different position of the Altar of Kings. You often see it built slightly further out, but this position is just a bit different. It means that he has a bit better line on his base, and so it's going to be harder to focus down building like the altar with raiders, because it's going to have less of a service area, but it is going to mean he also has less space in his base, so it is a bit of a trade-off there. And immediately we can see the reason I'm going to be going for this game. That's because RohJinWook is going for a blood mage first, and obviously this is sort of his distinctive hero. RohJinWook uses it in pretty much every game in some situation nowadays. Obviously Rob going for Blade Master, but as you'll see, the Blood Mage is actually a really powerful hero. I think he's been sort of pretty underused, and he does manage to use it in very good situations. Obviously you go for Banish and Siphon Mana. Flame Strike isn't a brilliant skill. There's not really any situation in which you can use it well, and both of them were scouting. Michael's actually turned around his militia just to get a couple free hits off on that peon, because he knows that he can still run his militia there in time, and it's nice to have a bit of extra damage on that peon in case it tries to harass your creeping. You can kill it a bit quicker. And Michael now putting up his third farm, and as you can see, pretty standard stuff at this point. He didn't power build his altar, and actually putting up a scout tower in outside Rob's base, and it will be up to Rob to see whether he's going to cancel that. I recommend he would, and it looks like he's just going to go for the unit, and that's going to mean that it's going to take him a bit longer to get to Michael, to go for the creep jack. And Michael is clearly going for some big creeping here, because he's brought in 4 militia as well as 5 militia as well as his 2 footmen, and so he's going to be going for that middle orange camp. And you can see he's going to be going in now, and I imagine he'll use 1 purge immediately, and he does. Yeah, there, he uses it on the kobold tunneler actually. An odd choice. I guess that's probably just works best in terms of the amount of time it's up for. And Michael actually having 1 very low militia here, 4 hit points, but it is being healed up by the Shadow Priest, and the Shadow Priest now actually going down as well, so that's a bit unfortunate for Michael there. Got some bad positioning, and Rob just now coming in, steals his first creep, and then moves back out, and Michael will be able to cast Banish on any low units that he may have, if the Blade Master tries to focus him down. It looks like the Blade Master will come in here for this one peon kill. It actually gets, or sorry, peasant kill as well, and does get it, but it will have to move out now. But Michael's now hit level 2 because of that. He did get that peon kill, and so he does have Siphon Mana as well, so Rob needs to be careful now. He has no more mana for any more Windwalks, so he needs to be careful as to what units he tries to pick off. And now starting to pick off this one peasant, but it does get banished at the last second, so this is very nice for him. Rob now actually getting surrounded, and with no mana for a Windwalk, he might have to TP out. It looks like he's going to try and fight out his way out, but he actually has that, or banishes that peasant, and so it does manage to stay alive. And meanwhile Rob now loses his Blade Master, so a very good start here for Michael. As you can see, 2 very low peasants managing to get away because of Banish, and Rob now being forced to run away that grunt, and Michael might try and go for a surround here on this as well. That would seem pretty sensible. And Rob actually coming back in so he can pick up the Berserker, but surely Michael will be able to kill it, especially with all these militia in here. He should be able to get this round. He doesn't quite manage it, but Rob is now being forced just to run away, and some good predictive play here by Michael, just deciding to bring down his militia a bit earlier so they can creep out this camp while the Blade Master isn't back yet. And the Blade Master has actually been taverned back now, and fortunately there's a shop really nearby, so he is able to salve and clarity up, and the grunt gets 1 kill off on footman, but it's not the end of the world. And the Blood Mage is now sort of pretty close to level 3 actually, and Rob is now coming in again, but immediately getting mana siphoned, and just enough mana for 1 Windwalk if he wants to use it. Nice use of Banish there to save another footman, and now Rob's going to lose out on that chance to use 1 more Windwalk, and is just forced to run away. And meanwhile Michael can now start to set up a tower in anticipation of an expansion, which I'm sure is soon to come. And it looks like Rob's going to continue to put up a lot of pressure, actually just buying a Shadow Priest here, and I imagine his tech is getting pretty close to being done. Yeah, it is very close to being done now, and I imagine we're going to see some heavy pushing here. Obviously Raiders work quite well against the Blood Mage, not only because it's an intelligence hero, but also because you can ensnare and stop the channeling spell that is Siphon Mana. Obviously Siphon Mana is brilliant against really any second orc hero, and so I think actually I guess Naga could actually work fairly well. Oh, it's obviously it's not a conventional orc second hero, but I think it could work fairly well just because with frost arrows you always have a bit of mana, and so it's hard to siphon all the mana sort of at all times, and so you can actually get good use out of it, which is why Naga versus the Demon Hunter is so popular. And very nice use of Banish here, just Michael just constantly being able to drain mana off either the Shadow Priest or the Blade Master, and as a result he has plenty of mana for Banish, and you can see just banishing always really low units here. And Blade Master is still level 1, whereas Michael's sort of 3 and a bit now, so really not going too well for Rob at this point. Michael actually not using this one peasant to power build. He did have it banished. I think he forgot to set it to attack again, and Rob now coming back in, but immediately just having that peasant banished, and so there's not really much you can do. One low footman here, looks like another nice banish there. Wow, it's really just so effective, and the Blade Master is getting very low again. He does have a TP scroll if he needs it. He never went and sold it to buy a circuit, because obviously he was busy with the creep jack and then getting killed, and so not really too much he can do at this point. Rob now going for dual bestiary actually. I wonder if he's gonna, I guess he'd be going for raiders, but I guess it's possible he could be going for Wind Riders, because Wind Riders are pretty good against Mountain King first. Not brilliant to get Archmage first, but without the water elementals it could actually be an okay strategy, because I don't Blade Master getting very low there, salving up but immediately getting it cancelled and salving back up again, and I don't think, no, Michael hasn't started his tech, so I think Wind Riders could work, but I'd prefer Raiders really in this situation personally. And Shadow Hunter now out as well. Obviously Hex is pretty good for cancelling the channeling spell, and Banish being used on that grunt, but not managing to get this round. And meanwhile Michael's just going to try and get out this Voodoo Lounge. Obviously Voodoo Lounges are critical to the Orc, and so Rob would have to rebuild it. And meanwhile this one footman is getting pretty low. He doesn't even, he is now microing away, and it looks like he won't need to use Banish to get rid of it. And meanwhile using Siphon Mana again, but immediately just being Hex, and that's pretty sensible, because you'd rather your mana went on just sort of wasting a Hex than actually giving it to your opponent. And these two low footmen here, looks like they will finally go down. One gets banished again, very nice use here. And obviously it's still just level 1 banish. He's gone for level 2 mana siphon because he wants to steal all that mana off the Shadow Hunter. I did have to check there, but that is sort of pretty sensible stuff. And Blood Mage now not actually killing many units, but is managing just to stall for time, and that's really what he needs to do. Gets a pretty good surround there, and he can just banish here, so it's hard to pick off those low units. And Rob looking like he's going to try and pop out that grunt, but he might be a bit late. It looks like he might just manage to get it 33 hit points, and that grunt will get away in the last second. Very nice play there by Rob. Obviously you can always just pop out your surrounded units for the Blade Master just by moving your Blade Master on top, and then sort of tricking the game in terms of it thinks that there should be 2 units in one place, and so it always will just pop out the other unit. And Blood Mage now, you can see he's been using Banish all game, but he still has 200 mana just because Siphon Mana is so effective for this sort of thing. The first Ensnare is now out, and this could be a bit of bad luck for Michael. He banishes himself, and then actually Siphons Mana again, but level 1 Banish doesn't last too long, and so he will need to run away. He does have a TV scroll if he really needs it. Manages to banish himself again, and running now into the creeps, and so he does actually buy a Staff of Teleportation and a invisibility potion, but he is immediately dusted, and so is forced to use his Staff of Teleportation to get out. Obviously both Ensnares still on cooldown here, and Rob's just going to decide to creep this up. His Blade Master is finally level 2, but Rob's just had both his mines running for so long now that I think this could be this could go pretty well for him. He is now most of his way through his tech as well, and these two Rob actually going for tier 3 now, so that's pretty interesting. I guess he just figures that he has sort of a bit of time now, and so he may as well go for some sort of tech rather than just try and just building so many raiders. And another little battle coming in here. This Ogre Mauler, actually just a creep, just getting banished so that Rob can't steal it. And it looks like Michael does want to get that kill. Obviously some pretty nice items with it as well, although Michael with no spaces on his hero for items at this point, so he will need to sell something or get rid of maybe the Ring of Protection. Although it is a Ring of Protection +3, so it's a decent one. And just using his clarity in the end. I'm surprised with the auto clarity considering it's pretty much limitless mana as it is, but maybe it could be quite useful just in terms of transferring it to whatever second hero he gets as well. And anyways, yeah, the reason I think Rob is probably attacking is because of all these towers going up in Michael's base, just because it's so hard to fight raiders versus mass towers, just because the armor type doesn't really work in your favor. And so I think sort of a tier 3 approach might be his best answer at this point. And Rob now doing some damage to these peasants, but now being forced to run away, just manages to get a windwalk in time with only 10 mana to spare. So even one more second, and he would have been sort of trapped and would have been forced to use his TP, I think. And this one mud golem getting focused down. Obviously, they're so easy to focus down, but Blood Mage now just getting in the middle of the battle, knows he can banish himself if he gets in too much trouble, and forcing Rob just to sort of stay, or to keep running and not actually be able to press any sort of attack. And banish here on the Shadow Hunter, getting a very easy, very nice round on the Shadow Hunter, and Rob being forced to TP away. And this is going to be very bad for Rob, because Rob really needs to go and press his attack as soon as possible. And actually using a Wand of Lightning Shield at the last second, that's something that's pretty nice to do if you can, especially if it's much lower health units. If you just put a Wand of Lightning Shield on their unit just as they TP away, it can often do enough damage, and it takes them enough time to separate all their units that will be enough to either kill a couple low units, or just to cancel any healing that they put on them immediately if they don't notice it, that Wand of Lightning Shield's actually gone on them. And meanwhile, these footmen